Line Stamper, and this video is for those attending my All About Christmas class for November 2023. So today I'm going to be going over all the projects. We have 7 of them. These are the basic tools that you will need the most. So Scotch tape, take-a-pick tool, an adhesive, dimensionals, and glue dots. And then as we approach each project, I'll give you specific things for that project, and you can hit pause on the video and then grab them. So let's get started. I'm going to set these things off to the side. I hope you're all having a great week of Thanksgiving and you're getting ready. I'm going to be going shopping this afternoon. I'm making some cranberry sauce and a salad. We're having dinner at my stepsons and their family. So this is the first card that we're going to make. And you're going to need, in addition to what I just told you, if you want to heat emboss this, you're going to need a Versamark pad, a heat tool, and some gold embossing powder, and then a sentiment that goes in the middle. So this is an old embossing powder. This stuff just lasts forever, and I've had it forever. And the stamp set that I used is from the Berry Cute, which is in the mini catalog. Use that sentiment right there is what we used. But if you don't have this one, no problem. Everything else is punched out for you. So really just grab whatever sentiment you want. And if you don't feel like embossing, you can use some sort of a color. I think real red would look really good, and also a green would look really nice on here too, or even a brown. So those are just suggestions. It's up to you. All right, let me talk to you a little bit about these card bases. They are lovely. Let's see, let's pull this out here. These are in the mini catalog. When you open this up, be careful. You've got some gems and a couple bears. So when you open this up, pull this. Be careful when you pull it out. Blah. We're not getting off to too good of a start. And where is our white circle? Oh, I pre-embossed it. Okay, so these card bases are in the mini catalog. They're on page 34 of the mini catalog. I love them. They're absolutely beautiful, and I don't think that the catalog does them justice. Let me show them to you. So they're right here. And they come and they're just gorgeous. They make a great Christmas card, but they would make a nice, like a wedding card or maybe a really special card because of the gold foil in there. All right, so I did pre-emboss my white circle. I didn't think that you would want to watch me doing that, but let me tell you how I did it in case you don't know how to emboss. So I inked up my stamp with the Versamark pad, and then I stamped it directly on the circle, and then I sprinkled over the embossing powder onto the white circle and then tapped all the excess off into this little tray. You can use a piece of paper too and just funnel it back in to your little container, however you like to do that. And then I heat set it. So that's how that is done. If you need more help with embossing, I think all of you know how to do this, but I never really know for sure. Okay, so let's talk about the assembly of this. Once you have that embossing done, then that's all that you need to do. The rest of it is just stick it all down. So you've got this beautiful gold ribbon, and I kind of made a loop like that, and then I just laid it down in the card. And you can smoosh it down a little bit. Now you can use a glue dot here or some other kind of adhesive, but I have found that Scotch tape works really well. And you don't need a very big piece. You want it to be smaller so that it doesn't go beyond the circle. All right, and then the circle, I put a couple of dimensionals on. I want to give it a little bit of depth. And then the bears. You can kind of lay those wherever you want. Sometimes I use these little guys to cover up boo-boos. I don't see really any boo-boos this time, but sometimes you'll pick up a little extra embossing powder. So put a couple of gems on there. All right, now let's go ahead and get the bears on there, and I did put some dimensionals on the back of the bears. I'm going to tell you something about these punch outs. I'm going to show you something that I feel totally dingy that I didn't realize this, but all right, so there we go. That is all finished. Okay, let me get this bear punch out and talk to you about it for a minute. So this is a bundle also from the mini catalog. It's called the Berry Cute Bundle. And the punch is awesome. I like this because it can be used for guy cards, kid cards, Christmas cards, etc. What I want to show you is, so I used this gold paper that is actually from the mini catalog too, and I think it might be sold out now. So it's one-sided though. So it's white on the back, right? So you're going to punch a bear this way. And yours are all pre-punched, so you don't need to worry about this. You turn the paper over and you punch it the other way. And that's how you get the bears so they can look at each other. Okay, I don't know why I didn't know that, but that's how you get your bears to be in two different directions. So you're never too old to learn something. All right, so that is card number 1. Pretty easy peasy, but really beautiful and really stunning. I think you'll like it. Put this away, and we'll get on to the next project. Okay, so we have this little, it's a gift card holder, and then it can also just be a treat holder, or you could put cash in there. You're going to have a little Ghirardelli that you're going to get in your kit, so you can just stick that in there. If you want to stick a gift card in there to go with it, you can do that too, or you can just stick some cash in there. Let's see, you have to put the gift card in first. So that fits very nicely in there. And then this just goes on top. Okay, cute, huh? Nice little presentation. We give our grandkids a lot of either cash or gift cards. That tends to be what they want these days. So I like fancying up my gift cards so they're a little more special. Okay, so on this one, this is all pre-cut for you. It's going to be in this little kit that looks like this. And just be careful when you pull it out because you do have a couple of gems. I cut the gift card holder from the die that's called Mini Pocklet Envelope Dies. And this is an online exclusive. It is not in the catalog. So both of the dies that I used on this are from this die set. And again, it's not in the catalog. So if you want to order it, you have to look at the online exclusives, or you can get hold of me and I'll give you the info. All right, let's get going on this. All right, this is pretty easy too. Oops, that stuck to my finger. I use the Garden Green stamp pad, so you want to grab one of those, and then a sentiment. And my sentiment is from the Brightest Glow, but any kind of holiday sentiment will do. So you're going to want to stamp that on that little label or tag. And you can choose the side that you want to see at the top. One of them is kind of, it's inverted. That's the side that I like to use. Oh, well, it's kind of crooked, so I can either restamp it and try to straighten it out, or just intentionally make it crooked. All right, well, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I think I gave you guys a couple extra tags in case you had a boo-boo too. All right, so this you're going to fold. I think I kind of folded it for you so it would fit in the little plastic envelope that I used. And then you're going to put some kind of an adhesive on the edge. If you don't like the liquid glue, try the tear tape. It's just skinny enough. You could also use a lot of glue dots. That seems a little labor intensive to me. I like the liquid glue, as you guys know, but not everyone does, and I get that. It does take a little bit to figure it out, how to get it so you don't have a big mess. So we'll let that sit for a minute. And we'll put some dimensionals on the back of the label and a couple of gems. So one of the gems I put on the envelope and the other one I put on the label. Yeah. Gonna go with that side. All right. Dimensionals. Boy, I start out with a nice clean work surface, and within just a couple of minutes, it's a crafter mess. Do you have that at your studio too? A crafter mess? I'm sure you do. All right, I'm gonna set that over there. I would put the Ghirardelli in it before I tied the ribbon, just so you don't get your ribbon tied too tight. Hey, I forgot to tell you to get scissors, and you're gonna need them. So if you haven't already grabbed them, you might want to grab them now. All right, there we go. And then just take the scissors and trim your ribbon off a little bit so it's not quite so long. All right, I put one of the gems in the middle of the bow there. I love this ribbon. So pretty. Okay, and there it goes like that. So one of the things that I like to do with these is give them when we're out for dinner or a place where you would normally tip, maybe a coffee or latte stand. We'll probably give these out to all the girls that work at the latte stand this year. We always try to do a little something extra. And you just tuck $1 or, you know, whatever your tip amount is inside with the chocolate. And then just leave it with your tip. So cute. All right, let's move on. This is our next project, and this is a gift card holder and a Christmas card all in one. Now, if you don't want to make it as a gift card holder, just leave off the little pocket over here. It's still just a really cute card. Let me get the products out. The ink pad that you want or ink spot is Lost Lagoon. And then the stamp set that I used is Trucking Along, and I used 3 stamps out of it. If you don't have the Trucking Along, there was a truck stamp set several years ago that Stampin' Up! Had, and I know a lot of you have it, so you should be able to sub that in if you don't have this one. And then if you don't, then just find a different image that would look cute on here. It doesn't have to be a truck. So, all right, let's see here. We got the stamps and the inks out. Let me grab the kit. And this actually, Trucking Along, is a bundle. I think I forgot to mention that. So there is a punch that goes with the truck. So what I did was I left you this long white strip to put the truck on. But if you want to use a different image, I left it pretty big so that if you don't have that stamp set, you're okay. There's a lot of stuff in this one too. Watch for the little gems. There's 2 little gems that go in for your wheels. Oops. Okay. All right, so lots of little pieces on this one. These little mini pockets are also in the holiday catalog. or maybe they're an online. I think these are an online exclusive. They're called Classic Gift Card Envelopes, and they're item 162116. You get 20 in a pack. All right, I got to grab the punch. All right, so here's what the punch looks like. It's got the body of the truck, and then it's got wheel and the fender, and so you can really jazz this up if you want to. I kept it pretty simple. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the truck on the white piece. And I'm going to stamp the truck on the envelope too. And then we'll get the stamps on the circle here. And these circles come from the Deckled Circle die set. I think those are an online exclusive too. And I just kind of stamp the presents wherever, because you can just line the truck up to fit. Isn't that cute? So that doesn't have to be perfect. You'll just move the truck to where it fits. Oops. Okay. I'll get that stuff over here off to the side. And we're going to use the punch to get the truck out. Oops, those little silver things they're going to get lost, Deb, if you don't get them out of your way. All right, let's get this on here. Line that up and punch it out. Okay. All right, so now that just sets there. You kind of line it up with the presents. Use a cup of dimensionals. Pay attention to your alignment so you don't have dimensionals running off the edge. Let's use 2. Okay, now my embellishments are a little bit different than yours. I used the holiday pearls on yours, and I ran out of them. So I've got a couple of old brads. You won't need to do this. Yours are self-adhesive that I'm using for this sample. So you won't have to do this. Yours are self-adhesive. These guys are tiny. All right, and then I'm going to set this to the side and let it dry. But again, you will not have this to do. You will just use your self-adhesive pearls. Okay, there we go. You set over there now while I put the rest of this together. Okay, so this card you'll see has a little tiny score line. This is kind of how you assemble it. It folds up so it keeps the card closed. And the dimensions, in case you want to repeat this, will be in the PFD file. And if you're on Facebook, they'll also be listed under the photo on the album with the projects. So you will have access to this if you want to recreate this. I kind of like this fold. I don't think that I've done this before. Or if I have, it's been a really long time. All right, now this goes on the inside. This was a real fun project to cut. Don't ask how long it took. We have 25 people this month attending. So it was quite the cutting process. I think it took about 4 hours to get all these pieces done. I don't know. I don't really time myself, because if I did, I would realize that I work for 10 cents an hour. It's more about the love of crafting and sharing for me than it is worrying about that. Okay, so, and this paper is from the mini catalog 2. It's called Snowflake Magic. Okay, all right, now, this little gift card holder, I took some of the scraps and just did like a little wrap around the back. Yours might fit just perfectly on here. I think it does, because it just was using up scraps. So you might not have to wrap yours. It might just glue right down the front. It's a little belly band. Make sure it's low enough. I just realized that your tuck is still there. So I'm going to move that down just a smidge. You want the gift card envelope to be able to tuck your gift card in there. All right, now this gets glued in here, and I used a little tiny silver twine or silver ribbon to kind of put a little bow on the gift card. It's a good day around here. I can find my Take-A-Pic tool. I don't know why that thing likes to hide. Today it was right where it should have been. Helps when you clean your craft room up the night before you do a video. Okay, so we're going to stick that there. Isn't that cute? It just really fancies up the gift card. Okay, now I used a couple dimensionals to hold this down. You could also use glue too, because when you start adding all these dimensionals, then it really adds to the weight and the thickness of the envelope, which can sometimes create extra postage issues. The liquid glue holds really well, and so does the tear tape. So if you don't want to have that extra layer in there, you can go about it that way. All right, now, so the trick is when you put this all together, you do not want any dimensionals on this side of the decal circle. So a good tip would be to put maybe 2 dimensionals on the actual strip there. Instead of putting them on the decal circle, then there's no way you can mess it up. Okay, isn't that cute? Oh, I love it. It's going to make a great gift card presentation. All right, let me put this stuff away really quickly. While I'm kind of cleaning up, I'm going to talk to you because I got a lot of stuff out now. I'm not going to be able to function. We have 7 projects this month. I work in a pretty tight space when I'm videoing. So I'm going to organize a little bit. So let me just tell you that the mini catalog ends January 3rd. And you should be receiving a new spring mini catalog in the mail towards the end of December, as well as the Celebrations mini catalog. And those both start on January 4th. There is a last chance list, and I tucked that in with your kits, so you have that printed off. It's also online. I posted it last week. And so some of these products are already sold out. I think there's 4 things that are already sold out of the mini catalog, and these are going to be, the things that are retiring are going to be while supplies last. So the last chance list is printed here, so that means that these products are not coming back, anything listed on here. Some of them are on sale, 10% to up to 60% off, and it shows that on the list. But again, remember these things are while supplies last. So that's tucked in there. And then you will all receive a copy of the mini catalog as a class attendee or, yeah, you're all class attendees, duh. Okay, let me stick that away. Now, Celebrations, if you're not familiar with that, it's if you spend $50, then you can choose one of the free products from the catalog. And there's some really pretty DSP coming. All right, so here's our next project. It is our annual calendar project. And these little frames I got from Amazon, and I will post the link of where I got them on the Facebook page. If you aren't on Facebook and you would like to see where I got them, just let me know. I'll send it to you. The calendars I got from Ben Franklin in Bonnie Lake, and they can also be ordered online. There's a couple different vendors. I generally use one called Tailored Expressions, but this year I grabbed them at Ben Franklin because they had them, and it actually saved me shipping. So, okay, so you're going to open up your frame, and grab it out. Oops. Okay, so your frame, ugh, I took this out and looked at it earlier. Big mistake. So your frame will have come apart and it'll be in the bubble wrap, and then you'll have a little kit with all these little goodies in it. And you're going to need, I didn't tell you this, but you're going to need a Memento black ink pad. You could do color if you want to. And then one stamp that will fit in the heart. And the stamp set that I used is actually retired. It's called Ribbon of Courage. I know quite a few of you have it. I just really love this sentiment here. Any sentiment that you want to put in there, that you would want either yourself or whoever's getting this to see on a daily basis would be appropriate. And then you already have the DSP put in here for you. I just didn't want it to get crinkled, but I cut this to 4 by just a little under 6. The frame is 4 by 6, and I used kind of something generic just so that, what's that? So that it, you know, would fit anybody's decor. You could also put a photo back there, or you could change this up by the season too. So there's some ideas, just, you know, maybe include, if you're going to give it as a gift, maybe include 4 different pieces of DSP so it can be changed for the season. Some paper that would be super pretty with it is that All About Autumn that we got in our kit class last month. I think that would be gorgeous in here for fall. Okay, so we're going to stamp your sentiment on the heart. Put that away. Okay, then you're going to glue the white heart with the sentiment on it to the black layer. And then I put that on the frame, and you've got 2 little pearls from in your kit to stick on here. And you've got the calendar. All right. Now let me tell you about this frame. You're going to stick it in here. It fits in, and then you just find where it locks, so it's not wobbly, and it turns. I really like this. It's a photo frame, but I really like it. All right, I'm going to take that off so I can assemble this without it moving around on me. So just figure out how you want to lay it all on here. Little bow goes up here. Put a couple glue dots up there. I don't want to scratch the frame. Okay, those are off. And we'll stick the bow up there. All right, now you can do some different things to attach this. You can use dimensionals, which is what I'm going to do. You could also use tear tape, or you could also use glue. I'm going to use dimensionals, and the reason why I'm using dimensionals is because if you want to, you know, if you give this to somebody and then they want to continue to use it over the years, the dimensionals will be pretty easy to get off for them. And then you can just lift it off, and then you can replace it with just the new calendar pad each year. So that's kind of fun. So it could be something that somebody could use for a long time over the years. All right, so there we go. And don't forget, you could include a photo back here. I'm actually doing some of these for family gifts, and I'm going to actually put a photo on the back. Okay, so now it's locked in, and it turns. I love it. I love these frames. So I got them on Amazon. I'll give you the scoop. Okay, let me set that to the side, and we will get on to the next project. Okay, the next project is a card, and you're going to need a Knight of Navy stamp pad. If you don't have that, any of the greens will work too, or maybe a lighter blue. And then you're going to need kind of a skinny sentiment. I use, this one is from the Brightest Glow, but I'm on my sample that I'm going to make for you guys today. I'm going to use thank you. I have so many Christmas cards this year. I'm pretty sure I have too many, but I do not have very many thank you cards. So let me get my kit. And so this is the Brightest Glow stamp set. It's in the annual catalog. And then this is where I'm getting the thank you from. It's called Go To Greetings. And I love it because it's got so many, this is new for me. I just got it, I don't know, a month or so ago. It's got so many different sizes of the greetings that I seem to use the most of. And then the die is from the Earth and Textures die. And just so you don't think that I messed up your cutting, because this die is not the same on both sides. It's flat on one side, so you put it on the edge, and then it's curved on the other. So that is how the die comes. A little bit different, but generally the same on both ends. Okay, let me put these away. All right, let me grab out our stuff. Now this card is on vellum cardstock, which is, I've never made a card like this before, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And I got this from one of my friends at retreat. She had a card that was made out of cardstock vellum, and I'm like, oh, that is gorgeous. So let me get the paper. So you can use whatever side of the paper that you want. Now, something you want to be kind of careful with on this is that it's really hard to hide the glue or really any adhesive. So I only put a few dots. You can use glue dots if you don't have the liquid glue. So just a few little dots. I'm going to do glue dots on one side and then the liquid glue on the other side, so we can kind of see how they look on the back. And you can decide maybe before you do your gluing which one you'd rather have. All right, get those covers off again. That's just fun, isn't it? These are coming off better. All right, so I'm going to glue that down to the front of the card base. You also have a liner for the inside. So we're going to do the same thing to the back of the liner. If you want to stamp something on the inside, you might want to do this before you do glue it. I'm going to do the same thing on this one just so we can kind of see the difference on the back, because you'll see it slightly. All right, pull those off. Okay, and then we'll stick our liner in. All right, let's let that set to the side and dry for a minute. Go ahead and do our stamping. This would actually make a really pretty winter birthday card too, if you're done with your Christmas card stamping. I have never been done this early before. I'm kind of impressed with myself. All right, and I'm going to use a couple dimensionals to pop that up. And then we will we'll use another glue dot for the ribbon here that we're going to put on the edge. And then I have a Tencel gem for you to stick on that one. Okay, so really simple card, but really, really elegant and beautiful. All right, and looking at this, you know, they're about the same, but I feel like the actual liquid glue shows less than the glue dots. But either one of them will work. Okay, all right, move on. Okay, next up we have a simple bookmark. Oops, sorry about that. And this one I use Lost Lagoon on too, so use your Lost Lagoon spot or a Lost Lagoon pad. The stamp set that I used is another one of the ones from the mini catalog. It's called Sparkling Snowflakes, and it comes with this snowflake topper tag punch and then the stamp set. So if you don't have this, no problem. Just grab what you do have. You know what? I'm going to have to look at your kits because I have a weird feeling I did not punch the top of those now that I'm looking at this. So those will be punched when you get your kit. So you don't need to worry if you don't have this. Just grab a sentiment. Yeah, I have a funny feeling I did not punch the top of yours. You know how you look at something and you go, uh-oh. That's why I never mail the kits till I do the video. It's like a quality control check. Okay, so if you don't have this and you're curious how it works, you slide your paper in. This is just under 2 inches. And you punch it and it makes that cute little snowflake topper. And then this is paper that's left over from the Snowflake Magic. Well, this would be really pretty stuck in a book if you're doing any book gifts or if you're doing a gift card, maybe to Barnes & Noble or something. I had lunch with some girlfriends last week, and one of the gals there said that she takes all of her scraps that are, because we end up with a lot of scraps this size, makes them into bookmarks and donates them to her local library, and they love it. And I thought, what a great way to use up your scraps. So I might start doing something like that. Because it's always hard to throw these pretty scraps away, but they tend to collect after over time, and what a great way to use them up and give somebody something pretty to look at. Okay, and that just goes in the middle. And then this goes on the top of the tag. Love these gems. They're also in the holiday catalog too. This is what they look like. They come in 3 different colors, and they are called Faceted Gems Trio Pack. With this suite here, with this snowflake bundle. Okay, we have one more project to do. See if I can make it through. I've got a real crafter math to go on here, you guys. All right, here is our last project. This cute little box that holds some Biscoff and then a cute little packet of tea. So I got the tea at Winco, and I got the biscuit at Costco. I've seen these in other stores though. I just happened to see them in Costco and bought a big package of them for class. I didn't even know what we were going to do with them when I bought it. I was like, what are we going to do with these? I don't know, but it'd be cute with some tea or a coffee little packet somehow. All right. Get all these things out. There's lots of things in here. There's pearls and paper, and let's get to the actual meat of the project. You're going to find the cover. You don't want to call it a box because it is not a full box. So you're going to want to find all your score lines and kind of see how it goes together. So the double score lines are the back, and then the front is how it opens up. And something that's going to be really important is that you glue this ribbon on before you get too far into the project. So we're going to go ahead and put our paper on the front of the box. All right, now we want to put our ribbon on now before we do any other attaching. So what I like to do is just kind of pull the ribbon around until it's even. Doesn't have to be completely even. And then once you've got that, you can just kind of lay it down flat and put a glue dot or a piece of Scotch tape on the front. Not too big, so it kind of stays in place. And then I'm going to put another glue dot in the middle on the back. Again, this is just so it stays in place. Can't use Scotch tape back here because you'd see it. That would be ugly, right? Okay, there we go. All right, now, oh, I forgot to tell you, you need a real red pad and then 1 sentiment that will fit in the vanilla circle. All right, I put the T on a couple of dimensionals inside. And you can either put them on the container or you can put them directly on the tea bag. I thought these tea bags were really cute, very Christmassy. This could be another thing that you could leave with the tip, or maybe for a coworker or a neighbor. All right, and then I used a couple more. You can either use a couple more dimensionals or a couple glue dots. I'm going to go ahead and use a dimensional on these just because they're kind of heavy. And I want to make sure it stays in there. Okay, now we got all the goodies in there, so we can tie it on the end. And I just did a soft knot so that it's easy for the recipient to open and see the goodies inside. Why is my tea's falling out? Must not have gotten stuck down. I like to give my little UPS man a little treat around the holidays, and my postal workers. So I'll be making a whole bunch of these to give away. Besides, I've got biscotti coming out my ears and I don't want to eat it all. You know, when you buy something at Costco, it's not small size, right? Yeah. I got like a whole package and a half left, so I don't want to eat them all. Okay. All right, let me grab my red pad and sentiment. So I used Real Red, but Night of Navy would also work on this. Garden Green. Black obviously always works. Light blue, there's a light blue in there. And again, this is from the Labels Aglow stamp set. I use that one a lot this time. Okay, gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Okay, we'll glue that to the circle. And then we'll pop that up on dimensionals. All right. Okay, this is probably one of the longer videos. I apologize for that. There are 7 projects, and some of them are just, there's a lot more going on than sometimes the projects are with class. So thanks for your patience and making it through. You will have an email with the PFD flyer that shows all the projects and pictures of them. If you have any questions, please reach out. If anything's missing in your kit or you're not sure about something, just let me know so I can help you out. Thanks so much for attending this month. I hope everyone has a really good Thanksgiving. And I wanted to let you know there will not be a Christmas or a class in December this year. We'll have our next event will be in January, and it will be different than what I've done in the past, but it is basically my customer, kind of my customer appreciation event. I always do that in January, so there'll be a coupon and some other things will be announced a little bit closer in. I will be doing a virtual edition. I don't have everything worked out yet. I'm probably going to be doing a venue event again. That's my hope. But I don't have it all worked out yet, and that will be towards the end of January. So look for that. In the meantime, you can stay connected with me by following my Facebook page, Flying Stamper with Deb Naylor, or following me on my blog, again, Flying Stamper. Watch for that mini catalog to arrive next month. Don't forget that last date to order from this catalog is January 3rd, but things are selling out and more things will sell out before then. So if there's things that you wanted out of here, I'd order sooner rather than later. And some of you I'll see later this week, hopefully with a paper pumpkin video. All right. Thanks again. Have a wonderfully blessed and happy Thanksgiving. Take care.